Hello my dear friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joy and today in this lecture we will continue our discussion on Handbook of Statistics. We have already started with Handbook of Statistics and this will be the second lecture. For all those who have not attended the first lecture, you can find it on the YouTube channel of StudyIQ. Please refer to the first lecture for your basic understanding of the Handbook of Statistics. Briefly, it is an annual publication of the RBI. It provides long-time series data on a wide range of financial and economic indicators. And RBI started publishing Handbook of Statistics from 1998. So we had discussed the important terms like GVA, market price, factor cost, GDP, current prices, constant prices, taxes, direct taxes, indirect taxes, national income, disposable income, capital formation, etc. in the previous lecture. So please refer to the previous lecture for a basic understanding of the terms which we will come across in this discussion. Now today we will begin with the tables. In the Handbook of Statistics we will see many tables which will disclose the financial and economic data of the economy. So we will discuss only the important tables because there are almost 1000 to 1500 tables which are discussed in this Handbook of Statistics, but we will be going through the important tables from your examination point of view. So let us start with the Table 1. Table 1 analyzes various macroeconomic aggregates. So what is macroeconomic aggregates? Those aggregates or indicators which impact the entire economy, that is at the macro level. So those are population, GVA at basic prices, net taxes, GDP, consumption of fixed capital, net domestic product, etc. We will see one by one. First one is population in million. From 2011-12 to 2017-18 a comparison is made. So we will see there is an increase in the population. Now the second one is GVA at basic prices. GVA is gross value added. It is the value of final output minus the value of intermediate consumption. For example, if there is a final output, there is a value for the output. And while producing this output, there might have been some intermediate consumption. So this intermediate consumption would be reduced from the final output. We will arrive at GVA. So GVA at basic prices from 2011-12 to 2017-18 has been made. So from this it is clear there is an increase in the GVA. So what is the impact of increase in the GVA? When the gross value added in an economy increases, it means the final output in the economy has increased. It indicates there is higher production levels in the economy. So GVA has increased. Now the third one is net taxes on products. So what is meant by net taxes on products? It is indirect taxes. So there are two types of taxes, direct taxes and indirect taxes. So direct taxes is charged on individuals or firms, not on products. So it will be either on individuals, for example income tax, corporate tax which are charged on firms, etc. So this is indirect tax, net taxes on products. So from 2011-12 to 2017-18 there is a significant increase, around 2.5 times increase in the net taxes on products. So from this what can we conclude? One conclusion is that the production has increased. So when production increases, the net taxes will increase. For example, suppose there are 100 units production and per unit 1 rupee is the tax. So what will be the net taxes? 100. Now when production increases to 250 and 1 rupee per unit, the taxes will increase to 250. So there should be an increase in the production so that the value of taxes has increased. Now second indicator from this is that, let us take for example 100 into 100 in the previous case. Now production increased to 250. Now taxes also increase. Suppose it is 1.5. So now what happens? 375 is the new tax. So value of new tax rate is 375. So second indicator is that the rate of indirect taxes has also increased. So rate increase as well as production increase, thereby the total value of the net taxes on products increase. Now the second one, that is an increase in the rate of taxes. What does it indicate? when the taxes increase, the price also increases. When tax of a product increases, the final price or market price of the product will also increase. So what is market price? Market price is factor cost plus net indirect taxes. What is factor cost? Factor cost means the cost of production. For the production, we have to pay to the factors of production like land, labor, entrepreneur, capital. So for all these factors of production, remuneration has to be provided. For the land, rent has to be given. For labor, wages. For the entrepreneur, profit. And for the capital, we have to pay interest. So all this will culminate into factor cost. Factor cost plus taxes will give you market price. So when the rate of taxes increases, the market price also increases. Now the next one is gross domestic product or the GDP. GDP is the final value of goods and services produced in an economy. The monetary value of the final goods and services that are produced within an economy will give you GDP. Now if we compare the GDP of 2011-12 to 2017-18, there is almost a 2 times increase. That means production within the economy has increased. So GDP considers the domestic economy, and when we say there is an increase in GDP, it means that the production within the economy increased. Next one is consumption of fixed capital. So consumption of fixed capital is known as depreciation. With the passage of time, there will be wear and tear for the fixed capital. Fixed capital like assets, building, machinery, etc. will undergo wear and tear with time. So this is known as depreciation and it is called the consumption of fixed capital. Now when we compare the 2011-12 depreciation with that of 2017-18, we will see there is almost a 2 times increase in the rate of depreciation. So what does it indicate? It means that there is more fixed capital that is employed in the economy or in the production process. So when the value of fixed capital increases, it will give rise to more depreciation. So there has been an increase in fixed capital in the production process which has increased the rates of depreciation. So this fixed capital is in the form of investment. Fixed capital is for a long period of time and therefore it will culminate into investment in an economy. So investment has definitely increased. It has almost doubled in the economy. That is why depreciation rates also increased. This investment in the form of fixed capital like assets, plant, machinery, buildings, infrastructure, etc. Next one is the net domestic product or the NDP. NDP means GDP minus depreciation. So when you deduct depreciation from the gross domestic product, we will get net domestic product. So net domestic product has also increased. It has also doubled. Next is the primary income receivable from ROW. ROW is rest of the world. That means income receivable from outside the country. You will see here negative values. And in 2011-12 it was minus 768.24. Now it is minus 1858.67. So it has increased. Now what does it indicate? It is the net income receivable from rest of the world. So how will we arrive at net income payable minus income receivable? So from this negative values, it is clear that the income payable is more than the income receivable. That is why the net values are negative. So India has more of income payable to the rest of the world than to receive from the rest of the world. Now next one is gross national income, GNI. It refers to the income that is earned by the nationals of the country. So a national earns income either within the domestic territory or from outside the domestic territory will come into the national income. So the national can be a resident of either India or outside India, but if he is originally from India, those income will be calculated under the gross national income. So GNI. We will see that the GNI or the gross national income has also increased. It has also almost doubled. Next is the net national income. Likewise, we have discussed about GDP and NDP. If you deduct depreciation from gross national income, we will get net national income. The net national income has also almost doubled. Next is the other current transfers from rest of the world. So it refers to any transfers from rest of the world outside India. It has almost remained the same, no much significant increase. Next is gross national disposable income. We have already discussed the concept of disposable income. First, let us understand what is personal disposable income. Suppose you are an employee of a company, you get a salary of 10,000 rupees per month. And out of this 10,000, suppose you are paying a 10% tax, direct tax or income tax. So every month 1,000 rupees will be deducted as tax. So what is remaining? 9,000. So even if you are receiving a 10,000 rupees salary, you cannot use the entire 10,000 because 1,000 you have to pay to the government in the form of taxes. So what is remaining is 9,000, and 9,000 is what you get to spend. So this is the purchasing power you have. This is the amount of money that you can make purchases or you can use in order to meet your demands. So this 9,000 is known as personal disposable income. So personal disposable income is net income minus net direct taxes. So if you deduct direct taxes from your income, you will get personal disposable income. Now what is gross national disposable income? National disposable income means the sum of all the personal disposable income in an economy will give you national disposable income, and gross national disposable income means the sum of all personal disposable income in an economy. So if you deduct depreciation from gross national disposable income, you will get net national disposable income. Next is savings. Gross savings. Gross savings refers to the total savings in an economy. This can be from the household sector, from the private sector and also from the public sector. So gross savings in 2011-12 was 30,268 billion. Now it has increased to 45,725 billion in 2016-17. So there is an increase. And why is savings important in an economy? Savings and investment are directly connected. So when the savings rate increases, that means investment in an economy will also increase. How? For example, if a household make a saving, so what will this savings be done? This savings will be mobilized in order to make investments in the economy. So therefore savings and investment has a direct connection, and that is why more the rate of savings, more will be the investment in an economy. So ideally in an economy, savings rates must be high. Now next is net savings, that is gross savings minus depreciation will give you net savings. Now before going into gross capital formation, we will see the impact of national disposable income on the economy. So here we will see the gross national disposable income has almost doubled. This can be due to two reasons. One reason is that the income of individuals increases. So when more people get employed or when more people work, there will be more income generation, and more income generation means more tax will be paid. So when the national disposable income increases, it means that even after paying the tax, there is more money in the economy. That means there is more employment in the economy, there is more income generation in the economy. Secondly, there is more formalization in the economy. That means more people are working in the formal sector, because it is mainly in the formal sector that people pay taxes, income taxes. So when there is more tax paid, it means more formalization of the economy. Now let us come into net capital formation. So net capital formation is also known as investment. Capital formation itself means making investments. So what is the difference between gross and net capital formation? Gross minus depreciation will give you net capital formation. So ideally in an economy, especially like an economy like India, which is a developing economy, the capital formation must be very high. That is, the investment should be high in order to enhance the development process in the economy. Since 2011-12, the capital formation has increased but not very significant. Ideally, it should be very high because development requires a lot of investments in the fixed capital. Now, next is per capita GDP. Per capita GDP means GDP divided by population. So, Especially for India, per capita GDP is a very important indicator. What is the reason? Because the population in the country is very high. For a country which has lesser population, if the GDP rate is high, it is really good. But for India, even if GDP is very high, when it comes to per capita GDP, it will come down. What is the reason? Because the population in the country is very high. So, per capita GDP will give a clear indication about equality in the economy. Also, the impact of GDP in the micro level. So, we will see it has increased from 71,609 billion to 1,27,456 billion. Likewise, we also have per capita GNI, that is GNI divided by population. Next one is per capita NNI, NNI divided by population, per capita GNDI, GNDI divided by population, and next is PFCE. PFCE is private final consumption expenditure. So, we will see that per capita PFCE or private final consumption expenditure has also increased. What does it indicate? The private expenditure in the economy has increased, meaning aggregate demand in the economy has increased. So, when there is an increase in aggregate demand, there will be more production in the economy. The demand will increase, therefore more production. This will lead to increase in the GDP, and this will lead to increased economic growth in the economy. So, this is all about table 1. This is a very important table because this deals with macroeconomic aggregates, which are very important indicators of economic growth and development. Now, this is table 1. Only these important tables will take much time, but when we come to smaller tables, we will be able to cover 5-6 tables in one class. But 1, 2, 3, some important tables, this will take one entire lecture, and we will be only covering the most important tables, around 20 to 25 tables, which are very important from the examination point of view. So, I hope I will be able to cover the entire handbook of statistics within 8 to 10 classes, and out of which the first 2-3 classes will be dealing with only 1 or 2 tables, which will be the most important tables from any examination point of view. But in the rest of the classes, we will go quickly through 4 or 5 tables in each lecture. You can find the PDF of Handbook of Statistics on my Facebook page. And if you don't have a clear understanding of the basic concepts which are discussed here, please go back and refer to my previous lecture, that is lecture number 1 on Handbook of Statistics. You will get a clear understanding of the basic concepts. Thank you, and I wish you all a very good day.